Hi, Michael here from Global Peace Center, representing my dear friend and colleague, Stephen Zuckerman, who is a media whiz kid, who is a Grammy Award winner, who's done a lot of work with media, New York, and producers, made films and songs and music, worked with a lot of contemporary musicians, and we worked together creating a media platform, an educational platform, and also events around the world in cities looking at music, art, integrating people within the context of presentations, and anything we can do to enable people to wake up to what is actually going on in the world, and to enabling people to realize that we are the change. We are the people that can make the difference. We are the people who can create a socially just, environmentally sustainable, spiritually fulfilling world. We want to be happy, we want to be healthy. We need to look at happiness, we need to look at ourselves. And yet, I'm a GP, and when I work in my clinic, it's 10 minutes per patient, and it's in, out, in, out. I haven't got time to talk to them. If I wanted to find out more about them, it would take me about an hour. If I spend with them an hour and charged on, say, a Medicare rebate, for example, in Australia, and I do that for every patient, I'd be struck off the register because they don't like doctors spending too much time with patients. So here I am seeing a patient coming in, coming out, they're all stressed out, they don't realize the nature of their stress, they're concerned about their well-being, about their presentation, about their image, about getting lovers, about having relationships, about their children, a big concern about children, a lot of carers, a lot of family. But they're concerned about their job, about getting back to the job on time, about going on holiday, about paying the mortgage, about having a nice car, and they forget about the other things, because the educational system just trains them to be collaterals for the businesses that they work in. And even if it's in the business they work in, it's the work ethic. And particularly in Australia, particularly in this area of Australia, people are much more concerned about the financial aspects of their existence, about living a good life, about making sure about their retirement, about insurance, and they forget about the overriding aspect of life, which often is interrelationship, community, creativity, art, music, healing oneself, taking responsibility for yourself, being happy in other ways other than watching television. But television doesn't make you happy, it makes you stressed out or it makes you excited. So all these things are not the answer. And we're trying to get people to realize that around them, things are happening that they should be part of. The governments do not take the place of the people. The governments do not express the people's requirements. They are brainwashed, they are sculptured into thinking about their short-term gains. They don't think about the long term. They don't think about the real aspects of society. They don't think about teamworking. There's bureaucracy after bureaucracy, layer after layer. They don't understand how it is to create relationship and love within the sense of community. Even in the context of the clinic where I work, doctors do not really talk to each other in a sense. We don't follow often the same paradigm. I may give a patient nutritional advice, another doctor will give them purely and simply allopathic pharmaceutical advice. And I know often that the drugs don't really work. They work to a certain extent, but they don't work to cure the whole problem, because the whole problem is often metaphysical. It's to do with your happiness, your way you view life, the way you master your life, and all that kind of thing. And often that doesn't work for people because they don't even think about it. So we have to get a form of healing which enables people to stop looking at themselves, healing themselves, enhancing themselves, seeing the good in themselves, and bringing out the best in themselves in a very creative, transforming way. And that's something that, in a perfect situation, you have a perfect environment where you'd have people actually, they could, for example, the surgeon before he does the heart operation or the angiography would do a short meditation or prayer for that person or that patient. You could have nurses in a hospital coming together to show teamwork and team spirit, and to work together by joining within a context of handing on in a perfect way from one carer to the next, where there be a team spirit of connectedness and wellness. That doesn't happen. One shift just goes into the next shift without really any kind of absolute connection. People in hospitals are woken up early in the morning, 6 o'clock. You know, it's not good for somebody who needs sleep and needs to de-stress. They haven't got opportunities for de-stressing. Once they have the operation, they're pushed out. They don't have any ways in which they can understand how they could enhance their lives and their well-being, and even post-operatively enhance themselves through nutritional products and forms of mind-body medicine such as meditation. So the whole thing is imbalanced, and often the form of medicine within the country is almost a reflection of the kind of sort of way of life that people exist in. And of course, the whole essence of our existence is economic rationalism. Economics takes precedence over people. There's only, I think, one country in the world that looks at the economics of happiness, and that is Bhutan. Many other countries don't have that kind of concept. We're just into economics. So I think we have to bring together a whole situation where we have economics, ecology, happiness, wellness, mind-body medicine, health enhancement, nutrition, prevention, as well as drugs. The drugs can help people, particularly in acute situations. But they're not the answer. They're not the only answer. We have to look at ourselves and our minds and our ability through our minds to enhance our wellness and our health. These are other ways of looking at it. And also, we have to open our minds to understand that we have to represent the future. We can't rely on governments. When we see what happens in different countries around the world, we have to understand that if satellites can view the world as a totality, because the world is such a connected place, then we as human beings need to take responsibility for the whole planet, which means it's act locally but think globally, or you can even act globally and think cosmically, as we know now what the planet looks like from outer space. We have to take great responsibility for everything as individuals. We cannot rely on governments. Governments are forced to act according to ingrained interests of certain people that force them to think and behave in certain ways, particularly very powerful transnational companies in the military industrial complex. We can't rely on that. We have to rely on ourselves to make the changes. That's why I think people should wake up. And thank you for listening. Thank you.